Hey my vintage paper lovers, welcome to Steph's Design Space where the past and present meet in journal form. My name is Stephanie and today we're going to create something super cute. I have to find it. I put it in here, so there we go. So we are going to create this fun little beauty right here. So if this is something that interests you, make sure you stay tuned. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more of these fun little tutorials. And let's get started. Okay, so what I have is a two-sided 8.5 by 11. That's all you need. One sheet, one piece of paper. And we are going to fold it in half. Now you have to decide what you want the inside to be. This is going to be my inside. This is going to be my outside, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So we are folding in bone folder. Oh my goodness, it's so hot, and already today, this morning, I have already been, I'm just pouring buckets of sweat. Okay, so this part we're going to fold out, so we're just going to meet it in the middle. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to fold this out and meet it in the middle. Just like that. Okay, so this is going to be, actually, like, I should have done it that way. So if this is my inside, I should have folded it to the inside. No problem. We're just going to kind of crease it, and I want it to look like that. So this is my inside, and this part will have to stay up. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is fold this bottom up about 2 inches, give or take. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just using the lines on my mat, my very dirty mat. I'm going to have to order a new one. I don't know why I order new ones when I don't even take care of the old ones. I am not one of those crafters who, you know, puts the paper down and has all that I want to be, but I'm not. Okay, so I want to ink this up, and I want to ink up every single crease, and I want to use, do I want to use, I think I want to use tea dye, but I know this has a lot of leftover on it. So where is my scrubber? Do we know? I do not. So I'm just going to take this and kind of get the residual off. I know I need to have a different sponge for every color. I just haven't got there yet. So this, for all intents and purposes, is my brown sponge on my ink dauber. So I am, oh, before I do that, now you don't have to do this, but we all know how I love to do it. These are going to be pockets, right? So these are going to be pockets, and I like to notch my pockets. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I ink it up, because if I'm going to ink it, I might as well ink it. You know what I mean? So I know these are going to be pockets, so I am going to do my little notch right here with my handy dandy whale tail. I love this thing. I did not realize how much I was going to love it for the purpose of which it was not created. And I'm doing all of them together so they're all even, right? So this is pretty good. It did cut through all 4 of those, and it's 65-pound cardstock. Okay, now we can ink it up. And like I said, this is the inside and this is the outside, so it's going to fold up like that. But I want to ink up the edges and the creases. So I'm just gonna do that really fast, okay? Because watching me ink is like watching paint dry, and nobody wants to do that. So we're just gonna ink these up really fast. Okay. Oh, nope, I forgot those. But I am back. So you don't have to ink up the back side. So this is folding up, right? So I want to ink those creases, but you don't have to ink the back side because no one's going to see it. I mean, you can. Nothing's stopping you. But you don't have to because, again, no one is going to see that part. They're just going to see where the pocket is. So I'm going to ink that. There we go. Okay, so we have this. Now I am going to burnish it really well because there's a lot of folding, and anytime there is a lot of folding and gluing, it can, you know, raise up or, you know, whatever. It can do all kinds of things because it's paper and glue and it gets kind of tight. So, okay, now we are going to glue. Now I did do these because it's easy for me to see where I need to glue for the pocket. So we are going to put glue on the outside and then right on the crease, right? So, seriously? Okay, there you go. So right on this crease, and you don't have to have a lot of glue. That's one of the great things about inking, is it does help you see where you need to put your stuff. All right, all of those are inked, and then I am just going to, you know, smush the glue in the creases on the sides. Give it a half a second to dry because it's art glitter glue, so it dries rather quickly. And that's going to pop up, and this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to fold it the way it's supposed to be folded. And again, we are going to burnish. There we go. Now, that, okay. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to zoom in a bit because I realized I'm kind of far out there. Sorry, guys. Okay. I am going to take a circle. Get any kind of circle. I found that this giant spindle works for me. Now, this is the bottom. This is where the pockets are. You don't want where the pockets are. You want the top. So we are going to take our spindle, or our circle, okay, and put it very close to the edge. And what we're going to do is we're just going to create a template to cut. So it will make the pockets rounded. Okay, so I have that. Now we're just going to hold it all together. Oh, and cut where I drew the little half circle. Now the part that we're cutting off, we're actually going to keep. So just keep that in mind when you're cutting, that you want to, now you don't have to, but so we don't have any waste. So we cut that, and we are going to use this piece. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we have that, and now I'm going to go back through and just ink this up. Where's my tea dye? That's so funny, is most of the time these are alphabetical, but sometimes if I'm using more than one ink at a time, I don't always put them back right because my antique linen is not where it's supposed to be. I just noticed that when I pulled this one. Okay. right, so that is inked up. I think I'm gonna go over this just a bit more. That's the thing, right? You can take a gander at it and see. All right, now this piece is gonna go at the bottom as just a decoration, right? So we're using the entire piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So you can put this at the bottom. Now this is the inside, so it kind of, you know, is a contrast. You could flip it around if you wanted and make it exactly the same, but I like the contrast. But I do need to ink up the inside of the circle. There we go. Okay. Now I am weird, and we all know that. I am going to glue down the middle first, because that, I feel like that gives me a little wiggle room, you know, on these parts, these here parts. So that's good. And then that turned out good. And I'm just putting it right there in the crease. Perfect. And the edge. And it doesn't make it a pocket, it, like I said, it just gives it some decoration. And then you can say you use the entire sheet, the entire page of 8.5 by 11. No wasting at all. Now this is not my own idea. I did get this idea off of, I want to say, Lord, I should write this stuff down because I'm depending on my memory, and we know my memory is awful. I want to say it was My Porch Prints. Now this is not one of her prints, this is actually one of mine. But I did get the idea for this. Now I do mine a little bit different than she does, and that is perfectly okay. You know, when we use other people's ideas as inspiration, you know, we can do it exactly like they do it, or, you know what, I forgot to glue these down, that's so funny. Or we can just be inspired by it and kind of, you know, tweak it for our own likes. I sure did forget to glue down here at the bottom. I was like, why is that coming up? Well, Stephanie, you forgot to glue it. Okay. Because on hers, she didn't ink it. She didn't cut out the little notches. She didn't do that kind of stuff. So I like my notches and my ink. Okay, now we are going to fold it back together, smush it. All right, now is the time where we get our eyelets out. And our little eyelet setter. Get it unlocked. All right. Let me put this up. I don't need this right now. I have it in front of my fan, so we know that's going to dry out super fast. Okay, now we're going to take this. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can just punch a hole with the hole punch. Okay, so you can always do that. That looks about center to me. And I just punched a hole. And let's see, what color of eyelets do we want? I do have red. So I'm thinking about doing red eyelets and then some ivory ribbon at the top. I really don't want red ribbon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But you could also do brads if you wanted to. Like if you didn't want to or don't have eyelets, you could use brads as well. And you don't have to put ribbon at the top if you don't want. Like again, you just do whatever you want. It's yours. Make it yours. Okay, let me scooch y'all up. What's funny is I don't think this ever punches the hole big enough. But in reality, I may have used, I used the wrong punch. I was like, that hole doesn't look quite big enough. So I'm just punching it with the bigger one because my eyelets, the stem of my eyelets are bigger. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to put these in. And smush. Now when I smush, and I was showing this to my friend the other day, I smush it all the way, like this touches. So sometimes you just have to squeeze really hard to get this to touch, and it smushes the eyelet like it's supposed to. I don't use the, what are those things called? The grommets that come with it, or the washers, whatever. I don't use those. Just because it is extra stuff in my fingers and I just don't. So I just do it this way. Perfect. Now some people don't like the fact that it may split or crack. I don't care. To me that just looks rough and original, and the front looks good. I don't care what the back looks like. But if that bothers you, then you may want to use the grommets, the little washer things that come with some of the eyelets, but not all. As long as the front looks good, that is my main concern. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let me do that. Squish, and ta-da! Okay, so we have that. I'm gonna put this back. I got another new drawer system sitting right here next to me. Okay, I was just thinking I need to do something. Oh yes. I need to get all this stuff off of here. So before I do anything else, I want to go ahead and add all the fun pieces that are going to go in the little pockets. Alright, so let's do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have those fun pieces. What else do I have in here? All sorts of things. This is like my go-to for filling pockets. They're just vellum pieces, stickers. Some are not. You go in there, and let's see. Those are too wide. These will probably go really well. Again, it's just little bits and bobs. Little bits and bobs. You should fit. You are too big. Where is... let me see. I'm going to use this. Sometimes, you know, you have to kind of just go in and make sure the pocket's opened up, and that, you know, when you glued it down, you didn't smush the glue too much. And this may still be too wide, and that's okay. This one's not. Just little bits and bobs. So those are too wide. That one a fit. Especially when you are doing journals and you either sell them or give them away or whatever, these extra little pieces they can use to add their own little flair, you know, create their own little things. So we have that. Now what I want to do is take this, I think, put that back, and I want to add a little something to, like, right here. Now these are like washi stickers, so I'm not sure that this is going to show up very well, but there is literally only one way to find out. Yep, it gives it a little boost, a little oomph, right? So I'm just trying to use things that have the reds in them, since it very much is, you know, a red. It just, and the green leaves kind of break up the all the red, but I'm not adding more colors to it. Again, this is just a little booklet. I always forget I have this until I'm in here digging. I was like, oh yeah, I can, let me see if I can use that. I'm going to use this over here. And because they're washi stickers, it just blends right into the paper. I don't know where I got this from. Or I would tell you. I'm not a gatekeeper or a secret holder. So that is 2 full sheets. I don't need those. I guess I can use this one on here. Try to keep an eye on the time too, because I have to go get my driver's license renewed. Actually, it's not even renewed. I lost my driver's license at the airport. And so I have one of my old ones that has, you know, it's expired, but it's still, you know, my identification. But a lot of places won't take an expired ID, so I have to go get a replacement for my driver's license. So, and you have to make an appointment. I mean, they have walk-ins, but you're at the mercy, and I really don't want to be at the mercy of anybody. So I made an appointment. Oh, goodness. All right, I am digging for some thin, I just want it to be simple. And it's so funny because sometimes I'm like, oh, that's too simple, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that's not simple enough. This is, I think this is gonna be perfect. So, and I have enough of it, quite a bit. So I'm gonna measure out 5 inches. I just found that that is a good measurement for these types of things. So 5 inches, and I need 4 of them, so I'm gonna cut 4. Oops. There we go. And I can put this back in the drawer on the other side. So I have 2 drawer sets, like wood drawers, like a cabinet, that have 6 drawers apiece. And they are full, but they are right here next to me, and so it turns out really good. Okay, so if you want the loop to be in the front, then you put it through the front. I think that is the trick I taught myself to remember, and let's see if I'm correct. Good gravy. See, always something that just throws me for a loop. Haha, loop. I'm gonna say loop a bunch of times. Okay, we're gonna make sure this is open. Now this is lace and not ribbon, so you know it's a little more delicate. And it probably is a bit wider than what I want to use, because you see me struggling right here because I can't see. There's the other piece. Okay. So, and when I said if you want the loop in the front, it's the little piece that comes, you know, over it. I like mine to be in the front. Some people like it in the back. So this is what it would look like if it wasn't in the front. So I like it in the front. So I put it through the front, if that makes sense. So you make the loop. And we're going to put it through the front. And find the opening. Alright, so I'm going to do this really quick because y'all should not have to watch me struggle on just putting freaking lace through a hole. Okay, there we have it. Now, I am not going to put this in a journal because I don't know where I want it, but I will show you how you would put it in a journal to make it look like that. So this is the same as this, right? So what I did is, let me get it on camera for you. What I did was I just took this one and I glued this right here, just up against the edge. So I glued it down. And then I took this one, put glue on it, and glued it to that edge. So then when it closes and opens, that's what it looks like. So that, now I didn't, you know, put little fun things in here. This is my idea book. So this is my book full of different ideas and different things that, you know, I want to do. So this was in my idea book, and in my idea book, I don't like waste goodies to put in there, but I would know. So that's what it looks like. So when you close your journal, it would look like that. Now this is a very full, very thick journal that already has a bunch of thick stuff in it. So, but it would lay really well and open up and be amazing. So that is how that would work. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, this little video on how to make an accordion page something. I don't know. I forgot what it was named on. Who did I say I watched this from? See, this is why I can't remember anything. Okay, but this is it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And yeah, don't forget to do all the things. Follow me in all the places. And until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye.